Hi there, welcome to the show. Today we're doing something new. We're doing a review of technology. My name is Tim Santoni. I'm a private investigator and I own and operate a background screening and private investigation company here in Orange County. We get a lot of calls and questions about GPS tracking and technology. And so we've never done a review on this channel about GPS technology, although we've used it in several cases and we get a lot of questions about it. So today we're going to talk about the Trackimo GPS tracker. I've purchased this from Trackimo. This is not a paid endorsement. This is a legitimate review. And I'm going to review it from an investigator's perspective. And I hope there'll be some insights that help you to make a decision about a GPS tracker that works well for you. So this is the Trackimo GPS GSM tracker. As you can see, it's fairly small if you put it up next to an iPhone. It's very tiny. Today I'm going to go over a few different key elements that I think are important: order processing and setup, the build quality, the ability to configure it online and track it, the monitoring software and interface, and we're also going to talk about battery life. So first off, the ordering process is pretty simple. You can order online with one click, shipped to you, and got here pretty quickly. The setup was a little bit tricky in the sense that the first time that you set this thing up, they want you to charge the battery for 12 hours. So as an investigator, this is a bit of a problem because when you deploy quickly, 12-hour battery charge is going to take quite some time. But aside from that, the interface and getting it linked up once it was charged up on the website is great. This particular tracker comes with 12 months of GSM tracking built in, so you don't have to sign any separate contracts. This costs about $200 US, and once you pay for that, you get that 12 months. So that's a great feature, so you don't have to worry about recurring billing or, but if you're gonna need to roll it out of the box and start tracking right away, you've got that GSM link built up. So this has several different features. You can set it to update you, put up geofencing. When it's in motion, it will update you through email updates or text updates. It's a great little thing. However, if you look at it, it's very, very small, and the build quality is fairly weak in my opinion. It's plastic and very, very small, which is great because you can put it into a luggage or into a briefcase or into something very small, an interior of a car, and it will be very discreet. It also has some tracking lights that you can turn on or off depending on if you want to make the person aware of it or not. But if you're going to put it on a car, I'd recommend using some sort of a case like a Pelican case because the build quality is not suitable enough to be outside and exposed to the elements. You can use something like this Pelican case with some magnets and put that onto whatever you're going to track, whether that's a vehicle, piece of equipment, or something else that has a magnetic, you can suction to. So as far as discrete tracking goes, I used this for over a week. Left it in my car. It worked fairly well. I was getting updates. I set it for updates every 15 minutes so that I could hopefully extend the battery life on this sucker. However, even doing 15-minute updates, I did some, you can do some direct pings through the app, which is available. I use it on the iPhone, and you can do direct pings if you want more updated locations on the tracker. And it lasted about 7 or 8 days. So that being said, this thing will last 7 or 8 days before you've got to retrieve it. And that's a challenge if you need extended tracking, you don't have access to that particular car and need to keep it discreet. So you've got to retrieve it after that point. There may be some other tweaks in there that you could to extend the battery life, but based on reducing the amount of pings to every 15 minutes, I thought this would extend it to maybe 2 weeks. And in comparison, if you look at something like this, which is another GPS tracker that we utilize here. This one in particular has an external battery pack that you can do it, and you can probably get 2 weeks or 3 weeks or even more with something like this where you can do an extended battery pack. So I don't know if this Trackimo has an extended battery pack, but that'd be something you need to add to, and I'm not sure if that's compatible or not. But the battery life, in my opinion, wasn't too terribly long. I would think that 3 or 4 weeks would be something that would be suitable. So in summary, this is a pretty low cost option, under $200 US with 12 months of tracking built in. It's pretty small and discreet. The build quality is a little bit lacking in the sense that, if you drop this thing, I don't know that it would survive, or if it fell off of a vehicle, I don't know that you could retrieve it, it would be okay. But for an entry point tracker, charge that sucker up, the interface is good, it gives you all the necessary settings you would need for an entry level tracker. I encourage you to check this out. We'll link up everything below. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Thanks.